Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another weekend where we are going to be building our model kits. So again, today I will be carrying on with our 1977 Coca-Cola Ford F-150 Econoline truck. So this should be a pretty good build. Doesn't seem to be a lot of people on right now. I hope that does change. If not, I'm hoping you are enjoying your weekend. There's somebody. Hello. Welcome to the show. So just to sort of recap, we're going to be working on our build today at the Monster Hobbies Model Car Garage build party. And of course, I've brought back my 77 Ford Coca-Cola van, which will be fun to work on. This is a cool kit, of course. It's got all those neat things on the side. Hey, David, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Glad you could be here. Hope you brought something cool to work on, because I did. Okay, so I'd like to say a happy Thanksgiving to all my American viewers out there, my Monster Hobbies mechanics. So, last week on the show, as you may recall, I cleaned up the underpan of the Ford van. Ended up being pretty decent. In the end, everything seemed to work out fine. And I also worked on the frame, which is right here. So after the show last week, I got it all cleaned up and filed down. So now everything should fit in there nicely. So now where am I going to put this? I guess I'll put it down in the lid here. Okay, so for this week, I don't know, maybe I should carry on with the components for our frame here. But we shall see. So, what did everyone bring to the build today? That's the next great question here. Inquiring minds want to know. Basically my mind. All right. Okay, so well, I did get a message that somebody could not be here because they're taking care of people that are under the weather. So that's kind of upsetting, but at any rate. Okay, so one thing they were saying about this AMT kit is there are no actual numbers on the parts tree, which is quite interesting. Oh, I hear somebody coming up the stairs. Interesting. Maybe it's a newspaper or something. Okay, so one thing we need to cut out are these cross braces that are on here. Oh, I think it's my family back home for a minute. Interesting. It says in the instructions parts are numbered. However, oh yeah, I do see numbers. Number 2 and number 1. Right on there. Okay. Yep, my kids are home. Going to be as noisy as they can be. All right. I'm doing the live stream. Okay. All right, let's hope that worked. Okay, so I'm going to cut out the parts number 2. These are those frame cross braces. And so simply I'll just take my sandpaper block and knock off all those little parts connectors. So it's American Thanksgiving, I know that. So maybe that's why I'm not seeing many of my model car garage builder people. So that's something. So I think tomorrow again I will be doing another Monster Hobbies live stream. So you can check out what's new for models and that sort of thing. Although there really isn't any new models this week. But I do have some model car books that are quite nice we can go through. Yeah, lots of fun. So hopefully you all brought something to work on today. For those of you, I guess, who are my Canadian viewers, who don't have Thanksgiving to do. All right. Oh, I got 3 people now, so that's always nice. Hello to everybody. I'm just cleaning up the parts on my Ford van. We're carrying on with last week's build. Of course, hopefully you brought something of your own to build and work on while we're here. So just getting rid of these seam lines on these cross braces for our frame for the 77 Ford Coca-Cola truck. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. Oh, all right. Okay, that should be getting rid of those mold connection points. It's a little ASMR, relaxing sounds. Okay, so one thing I noticed here is these have little pins on them, and right next to them are mold marks. So when you're cleaning this up, you got to be careful not to accidentally file off the pin and leave the mold mark, because we don't really want to do that. So I'm going to take my little thin file here and just file off what I hope is the mold mark. Okay, put my thumb over top of the pin. Then that way, I hope I won't be able to file that off. So now one thing about this file is it does leave some kind of rather hard-looking file marks into these things. So I've got some nice fine-grained sandpaper just to get rid of all of that. So here we go. Okay, so that's got that down. Whoa. So finally, the new Ghostbusters movie is out in theaters, and that was filmed around Alberta. One of my friends actually was working for the road crew at the time, about a year or two ago, filming when they were filming the Ghostbusters thing. And they actually, the movie studio built that haunted house thing not far from here, sort of in between Calgary and High River. So my friend took me there, but by the time we got there, They had pulled down the set and everything, so all that was left was just the road. So unfortunately, I missed my little free chance to see the Ghostbusters filming area. But still, it's good to see that most of the things are around Alberta. Oh, this is interesting. So according to these instructions, they are saying to put the cross braces. Some of them will mount to the under chassis of this thing, and a few others go on the frame. So have any of you seen the new Ghostbusters movie yet? Or are you going to plan on seeing it? I think it only came out maybe a couple days ago, so it's still fairly new. Or are you going to just wait for video? Apparently it's a lot better than the 2016 version of the movie, which we won't talk about. Actually, I never saw it, but from all the critic reviews, Ghostbusters 2016 was a nightmare. And not in the good Ghostbuster way. Anyway. Ah, boy. Oh, well, now we got 4 people tuned in. So if you're tuning in from the United States, I'd like to say thank you. I mean, happy Thanksgiving. I know there was a thank in there. But anyway. So happy Thanksgiving to all the American viewers. And of course, in Canada, we had ours about October the 13th. So we got to eat turkey a good month before. So that was nice. Anybody do anything special for Thanksgiving other than eat turkey? Or maybe you are still eating the turkey tonight. I don't know. Not fully sure of when American Thanksgiving is, because on Facebook they've been saying Happy Thanksgiving for the last 3 days. So you think they would wait till the weekend or something. But anyway. So I got 3 Monster Hobbies mechanics hanging out today, which is always nice. Since I'm building the van, 77 Ford Econoline, I've got these cool stickers if you ever want any. They were designed, of course, to fit the van. They're Monster Hobbies stickers. You can find them on our website, www.monster-hobbies.ca. We accept credit cards and PayPal. I got these different sizes too. These small ones are made for Hot Wheel vans. They end up looking quite nice. There's one of my creations so far. These fit on the super van. That's what it's called. So they end up looking quite nice. Over on our website, of course, all prices are in Canadian dollars, and we accept PayPal and, of course, credit cards. And we have a secure pay system, so all your information gets eliminated after the transaction goes through. Nobody will ever take your information. It's just you, me, and the Interact machine. So it's always good to know. We've got some new model cars over there on our website, www.monster-hobbies.ca. Some dragsters. You got to check those out. Of course, tomorrow I will be doing another video just showing, or live stream, I guess, just showing everybody what's new and what's in stock. So hopefully you can tune in. I did not get any new model cars this week, but I did actually find the books that we got for sale. Books are always nice, get some extra information in there. So check that out tomorrow. Hopefully everybody can pick this up okay. How's your builds coming along? Anybody getting anything exciting done? What's on the model kit shelf for you today? Let us know in the chat box over here, off on the side. Hopefully I'm not pointing to the wrong side for you. Anyway. So here's our number 2 cross beams that I've just got cleaned up. There's 3 of them, and there is one more marked number 1. Now apparently these glue up under the van frame. Oh, sorry, the chassis pan. So maybe I can See about gluing those on. Okay, this is really interesting. So 1, 2, 3. So one of these goes back here, it says. Oh, hopefully that little thing there is in alignment. There's a tiny little tab that sticks out on the bottom of the frame. So I do believe that hooks up to here. Just so you know where this thing stops. So that would be one. Funny that AMT just didn't mold these into the body. Maybe there was a complication with the mold process. So then that one would be here. Got to make sure that gets aligned up perfectly before I glue them in. And then the final one is, where's that final one? Shows it going ahead of these location bits. So I'll just check that with the frame to make sure everything is going well. Yeah, it looks like it would line up. Hopefully I can turn this without spilling everything. So you can see those cross ribs right where my finger is here, and there's one there and one back here. It does seem to line up pretty nicely. So, whoop. Oh, so that goes there on the floor. All right. So I have some Testors liquid glue. Now it's unfortunate though, I can't actually sell paints and glue on my website. Whoops, there. Without actually having to fill out, a UPS ground form for dangerous goods, because Canada Post will not ship paints and glue normally. They just tell me to go use UPS. So it's kind of an unfortunate thing. Maybe I'll have to look into that and figure it out, because other places sell paints and glue. Why do I have to be not allowed? That's what I'd like to know. Okay, so I'll just take this Testors liquid glue and run it back along there. Gotta get a little more camera savvy here. Okay, so just letting that run underneath. Hey, Jovic is now has now logged on here. Hello, glad you could join us. Ooh, I think I got too much glue on there. Looks kind of yuck. All right. Okay, so what has everyone brought today to the actual build? I, of course, am working on that 1977 Coca-Cola van, as you saw in the thumbnail. Okay, let's do this the right way. Let's put the glue on the back this time. And now hope that my aim is true as I flip this over carefully. That looks better. Press this cross brace onto the bottom right there of our van. Jovic's brought his Ford Mustang. So another Ford build here. Okay, that's good. What year of Mustang might it be? Still working on it. Okay. Now let's hope this glues down forever, because it seems like the model kits that I'm showing you on Wednesday out of my own collection, every time I touch one, something goes flying off. So, but keep in mind, I built those all in the 1990s and whatnot. So if the glue isn't falling apart at this stage, some 35 years later, I'm doing really well. AMT 40 Ford Coupe. That's cool, David. That's one of my favorites. The Coupe, the 39 sedan, you can actually switch the bodies and the fenders over on those. The only one that is a little bit, I would say, problematic, and only for one reason and one reason alone is the 40 Ford sedan delivery, and that reason is a back door. Why did AMT not just mold it in place? Of course, they wanted us to see that spare tire hanging underneath, I guess. But without the hinges, it's no fun. Okay. So there's one more cross brace. Now, where did it go? That's a good question. Where did it go? Oh, it's over here. Okay, so that last cross brace is marked number 1. And the reason why I left it off in gluing in here is because it's supposed to go right back here in this spot. All right. Okay, so I will clip that off here. Okay, let's just put the cap on that glue down there. It's always a good idea. Now, what was I using? I was using the sandpaper. Okay, so hopefully if you're tuning in from America, you're having a good Thanksgiving long weekend, I hope. Now, I'm not fully sure what day American Thanksgiving is on, but I see over on Facebook, everybody is saying Happy Thanksgiving, posting all kinds of Thanksgiving pictures. They've been doing that for the last 2 or 3 days, so that's why I'm not quite sure when it is. Just that I know it's this weekend. So happy Thanksgiving again. If you're looking for some good deals on our website, that would be www.monster-hobbies.ca. When you hit that shopping cart, you can always type in YouTube in that coupon code, and you will get a nice percentage off. All our prices are in Canadian dollars, so if you're from the USA and you think our prices are a little too high, just flip it into American currency and you'll find that hopefully it's on par. And yeah, so that's not too bad. Free shipping in Canada for all items over $75. So that'll save you quite a bit over the holidays. Plus that discount for typing in the promo code YouTube. And in fact, let me just add that into the box over here. Okay, just a minute. I got all my stuff on these white papers so that I don't get plastids into the keys, in between the keys. In case you're wondering what plastids are, those are like the sandings and scrapings. So let's see. Oh, I'm typing and it's not going anywhere. Okay, hold on. Okay, just a little spell checker here. Got to make this look professional, right? Okay, professional. Here we go. Type in the promo code YouTube and receive 10% off your next Monster Hobbies order. So won't that be good? Good savings. While you're there, don't forget to check out our stickers that we have. You'll find that in the sidebar on the website on that side. So we've got this size, which is large. Then I've got sort of a medium size and a small size, and that's for Hot Wheel cars. Ha. Jovic says it's pretty late in his country, but he can't miss out on model building party. Well, good thing I'm doing this Saturday, right? So that's always good for, because hopefully you don't have to go to work tomorrow. That would not be fun. Monster Hobbies mechanics should only be working on their model kits on the weekend. Right? Anyway. Okay, so what do we have on here? So all the model cars on my website are available during the making of this video because things change, right? Hey, bad hyper, bad hyper 89 is tuning in from the UK, so that's good. I guess you're not celebrating American Thanksgiving then. Hopefully, there's like a British equivalent of just eating some good food and getting on with family for this weekend. I don't know. There's Guy Fawkes Day, but that's sort of the wrong thing. Celebrate that with a bang. But anyway, oh boy. Okay. So yeah, as I was saying, when you're sanding these things, remember there's little buttons on here right beside mold marks. So make sure you know which one's the mold mark and which one's the actual location tab or button so that you don't accidentally sand off the wrong thing. So these are the cross braces, of course, going underneath that frame. Bonfires, just lots of fireworks and bonfires for Guy Fawkes Day. No trick-or-treating or candy, I guess. That, again, is an American-Canadian type of deal. Although I do believe there is a Romanian Halloween. At least, I don't know if that's a joke or if that's a real deal. Although I see like things on YouTube where I guess Romanians in Canada or America or wherever this YouTube video was from, they dress up like 3 days earlier and they go knocking in the afternoon and they're like, hey, we're celebrating Romanian Halloween. And people are like, what? It's kind of weird, but I don't know if that's a real deal or just some people on YouTube doing something. Jovic says in his country they forgot Halloween happened. I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing. Oh boy. American Thanksgiving was Thursday, November 25th. Okay. That would make sense why everybody posted on Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving. I've seen some where they had like the Universal Studios monsters like Frankenstein and Dracula's having they had like the traditional paintings and then they replaced their heads with the Frankenstein Dracula. I belong to a lot of Facebook groups, I'll tell you. Universal Horror, Monster Model Building, about 35 different model car ones. Some of them even change their names, probably to throw me off. But I found out who they are. I don't know. Sounds creepy. Anyway, oh boy. Well, if you're in Canada, you want to get something from our website. Our website is priced in Canadian dollars. There's free shipping on Canadian orders over $75. Anybody else, you'll have to ask. All these packages, of course, can be delivered anywhere Canada Post goes, which is anywhere. We accept PayPal and credit cards on our secure payment system. We use a highly sophisticated secure payment system that your information is only good until the purchase of the item, which I do really quickly. And then all your information gets eliminated so no one can trace it back or, get it in any way, shape, or form. We also accept PayPal, which of course has its own security setup there. So you're in safe hands with the Monster Hobbies purchase. There we go. I've got those cross ribs all glued in now. So that's what it should look like underneath. Those little button things are sitting right under the center of these rails. So that's always good. Helps keep all this in location. So again, this should look nice. Got to figure out how to paint this. Maybe I'll just tape it to a cardboard box and spray it flat black. That's one sort of thing that, unfortunately, since I'm doing this live stream, I can't carry this setup outside and show you how to spray. So I'm not sure if I should make that just as a separate video and just post that one weekend and then link it to the live stream. Although I do like sitting here and talking to everybody and having interaction up in that sidebar. Oh, that's nice, Jovic. Yeah, we He says, I wish I was next to your store so I can buy a kit every single day, but I was planning to order on Christmas. Well, let's see. There's 30 days in Christmas. If you only had one order to put in, I don't know. Now that shipping is going to be insane, but just to let you know. Okay, so that is that. Well, one good thing about that is if you're ordering from us in Canada, you'll get some, I guess, American model kit subjects. Pardon me. This time I have to survive. I went a whole video 2 hours long with no water or anything. What would be nice if it is, I know I can get, through my wholesalers, I can get some model kits that are European. Unfortunately, though, I would like to get Russian subject vehicles and Australian cars. I think those would be pretty interesting. There are some, there is a car from India, and I think it's still in production. It's like one of the cheapest cars you can buy in India, but it almost looks like a 50s Ford or something weird. Oh, don't forget to sign up for our Monster Hobbies online newsletter. You can do that again on our website by going on that side of the page. Somewhere there's a thing that says join our newsletter. It actually has, I put it away, one of the old airmail envelopes, and it says join our newsletter. So what I've done is I've put out a newsletter just the other day with the new arrivals to our store. There's more than just model cars at Monster Hobbies, so that you'll know. I see another cross brace setup that goes in here. So there's more than just model cars. There's like planes, boats, tanks, war games, figures, science fiction. And tomorrow I will be showing what we have for cars. Now, I wasn't able to get anything new from this week, but that's okay. I've got some books that I haven't shown anybody, so we'll be adding those in. Okay, where's this supposed to go? Looks like in there. Seems to be a little longer than what I need. Oh, Jovic has a Yugoslavian Zastav 750. A Zastav. That's one I have not heard of. I try to pride myself on the cars I know, but that must be new-ish for us, for me. Well, these go into the center here. I do know the Skoda. Okay, this thing is very bizarre. AMT, how do you want me to put this cross brace in here? It does not seem to line up. Really interesting car. Oh, I think it goes like this. That's the only way this would make sense. Is it new? Is it new, Jovic? What type of features does this car have? Wait, is it Yugoslavian? I thought Yugoslavia split after the fall of communism over there and became what are the two countries? Bosnia and Herzegovina. So, or am I totally off? So if it's Yugoslavian, that's before the fall of communism? So it's like pre-89? Or is it that I've got that completely wrong? I need a new globe. Well, as long as you can still get parts, I guess is the main part. Yeah, the Lada, the Zevsta, the Skoda. It's between 60 and 80. So yes, okay. So that is pre-89. pre-curtain days, I guess. You got a car. Did you have to wait on that car on the 5-year plan? Or is it just like a secondhand something? Another dog outside again. Remember last week? That was really weird. You could hear the dog whining in the background. Maybe, I don't know if you could hear it, but my kids sure did. Okay. So how's all my Monster Hobbies mechanics getting along with their builds today? Any complications? Any questions? Any answers? Anything? Tell me anything. Oh boy. Okay, now hopefully when I glue this cross brace in here, it's not going to cause everything to lift up in a strange and unusual way. Oh, good. Jovic is halfway through his Mustang. If you ever want to share those pictures, remember we've got a Facebook page out there too. Yeah, Monster Hobbies Facebook. So just look for the Frankie in the car to make sure you're on the right Monster Hobbies Facebook page. Hopefully no one duplicated that or something. Okay, so they're showing the frame going down this way, so then these are going up this way. So I was correct. But they seem to be so far down. Time for the test. They also seem to be like they should be up the other way. Okay, well, luckily it's not interfering with the body at all. So that would be this little brace there. That one has a loop on it, which is really interesting. It's almost like the transmission or the drive shaft, I mean, should be going through that loop, but I don't know. So there's 2 mold buttons up there and there. So let's try to sand those off. Just make sure all this sits nice and flat. I was actually hoping to work on the engine block today, but I guess I'm still into the frame. So maybe that'll be for next time. I should commit the unforgivable model builder sin and just build this without painting anything. No, that won't work. That will not do. It needs to be painted. Although I could use those red Coca-Cola letters on the decal sheet. No, it must be painted, even if I have to paint it white. It just would not look right in one monocolor. The only model I got away with without painting were the Revell Illuminator kits, because if you paint those, all that nice glow stuff disappears. That's the only exception, at least for me. But if you're new to model building, of course, you don't need to follow that suggestion. You don't need to paint everything. Just build your first few kits to get to know how everything goes together, and then you can always start learning paint later on. I brush painted all my stuff originally. Testers paints. How many of you brush paint entire car bodies and things like that? Let me know in the sidebar. I did get pretty good at actually painting with a brush in the last few cars that I did. Although there was this one, when I was growing up, we didn't have the internet, of course. Growing up in the 80s, 70s and 80s, the 90s, 2000s. Actually, I've been growing up in all that time, 47 years. Wow. So I'm 47, and that means I was born in 74, so 47 and 74. Just take and reverse the numbers. Okay, so there we got that funny cross brace. So one, oh, they're in the middle here. So one is this way, and the other's going to be behind it. Okay. Some fun, eh? Okay, let's see. Okay. All systems are FAB. Thunderbirds a go. Okay, so this says that goes there and there. So just apply some glue onto the frame there. Put this thing with those tabs there. David Robertson says that he's 60 and built his first model in 1973. Just got back to building after not building for 40 years. 48 years? Yeah, so you built your first model a year before I was born. Interesting how time goes, hey? It always goes fast when you want it slow. Okay, so there's those two cross braces glued in. Again, I don't quite understand why AMT just didn't mold that in to the underpan. But everything seems to be going together smoothly on this so far, so that's always a good sign. Kind of hate when you glue something down, then you realize that it doesn't work, and you got to sit there and try to file things into other things and all that just to get the clearance down. The joys of model building. However, I should have a little plug here every time I say this stuff. However, if you want to see the model kits that are available on our website right now, go to www.monster-hobbies.ca and you'll see all our models, including not only model cars, but everything, aircraft, military, figures, you name it. All our prices are in Canadian dollars, so if they look too high, just use the money converter and you'll see that it's not that bad. Happy Thanksgiving to all my American viewers, even though it's now past. Our site is priced in Canadian dollars. There's free shipping on all orders, Canadian orders over $75. We accept PayPal, credit cards, and we use a secure online payment system where all your information is immediately eliminated after you make the purchase or after the purchase is processed. Use the coupon code YouTube at the checkout to save on your next purchase. And tomorrow, I will be doing another live stream at the same time, 1 o'clock, showing all the stuff that I have available for sale at www.monster-hobbies.ca for model cars. Because this is our model car channel, so why would I show you an airplane? Unless you really want to see an airplane. Anyway, yes. And don't forget to sign up for our newsletter, which is on the side here, which gives you all kinds of new heads up on things that are coming out and whatnot. So pretty cool there. Okay, so Bad Hyper 89 says, I have been doing this hobby 11 months now. Oh, well, that's good. Always good to see something new. One thing I'm thinking of putting in the newsletters actually are some tips, because I don't think anybody's doing that. You know, kind of get outside the element of I'm just selling you something and actually put something more in there, a little more meat, you know. Jovic says that he loves history, so really likes World War II tanks, planes, and soldiers. So that's good. I have a whole ton there. I just added in some new stuff, mostly 72nd scale, but I have 48 scale. I've got 15 millimeter, one box of 28 millimeter Napoleonics. What else? 72, 35th scale, some stuff there. And I'm always looking for things to add to the store because we had a big building type of store and we had to close that down due to like COVID and the price of rent and things just not working out. So now I'm completely online, monsterhobbies.ca. So anything you have an idea of, just let me know. And David Robertson is saying MPC 73 Caprice. I have two of the MPC Caprice RCMPs that were only available in Canada for the RCMP Centennial. Those ones are pretty cool. I happened to come across a picture of the box on that one. It would be interesting to see what was inside. So what else do I have on here? A two-piece differential. Whew, that model glue is starting to get to me. Welcome to everybody that are tuning in. I see now I've got 7 people watching the show. The Trevor Show. It's the Trevor Show. Okay, and now 7 people just left. No, I'm just kidding. Ah, boy. You ever seen that that episode of Seinfeld a long time ago? Where I think it was Kramer or somebody, they got a job as a security guard. And of course, it's closed circuit TV. Well, I can see where this is starting to be an issue here. Closed circuit TV. So the other, and they were doing a night shift. So the one guy started to bring puppets and things like that. And he was doing his own show on the closed circuit TV thing. He's like, hey, everybody, it's the Newman Show, or whoever it was. That was pretty funny. So here I am with the Trevor Show. Unfortunately, Danny the dog could not make it today. But anyway, all right. So glad everyone can join in. We are currently building our 77 Ford Coke van. David Roberts is saying that the 73 Chevy Caprice was molded in Centennial blue color and had RCMP decals. Other than that, it was the basic kit. It must have had the light bars, though. Yeah, I did an unboxing of the 76 Chevy Capri. The next, Jovic is asking what the next review video is going to be. It is going to be, oops, distractions. It's going to be the Cuckoo Nest van, which will end our MPC van series. And of course, there's quite a few references in that video to Chop Chop recipes. The cooking web YouTube channel that I subscribe to. I'm helping them out with their video views, actually. So that's why I've got that in there. But if you're into Asian cooking, it's actually a good channel. They make all kinds of different traditional Korean and Chinese, what do you call them? Chinese cooking recipes. I'm getting distracted by putting this thing together here a little bit. Okay, there's that differential there. So just had to sandpaper the ends on the differential because a little axle piece sticks out. So that's just to get this to seat down properly and look nice. Okay. So welcome to all the 8 people that are now tuning into this video. Hopefully you brought something to bring. And if you want to let us know what that is, just leave it in the side description here. So that'll be cool to see what you're all working on. I, of course, am working on the Coca-Cola 77 Ford. This was in the thumbnail. Actually, this image is. I might do mine white. I might do mine red. I'm not certain. I like the white one. But yeah, that's what I'm working on. And of course, I guess it's time to say it again. Maybe I'll wait. Actually, if you want to see what we have for model kits for sale, don't forget to visit us at www.monster-hobbies.ca. Our site is priced in Canadian dollars, free shipping on Canadian orders over $75. We accept PayPal and credit cards on our secure payment system. And on our website on this side, we've got a newsletter, which is pretty cool to check out. I'm trying to send out the newsletter now twice a month. I wrote myself up a schedule here. I got smart, kind of. And committed myself to a lot of work, which wasn't smart. But no, this is a calendar I came up with. It doesn't have any dates, so this will be every month at any time. It's sort of a weekly thing. So what I've got here, I'm going to do a sales thing for model cars, which is the live stream. So that's on Sunday. I'm trying to do all this at 1 o'clock as best I can. So that's Sunday at 1 o'clock. I'll be showing what I've got for sale on Monster Hobbies in the live stream. So for anyone that's got questions. And then we're going to Monday, I'm updating the Monster Hobbies website, and I'm going to be putting stuff on my Facebook page. Tuesday is create and upload YouTube unboxing videos for Friday and Saturday, just so we're ahead of schedule there. And then Wednesday is a Model Car Garage Talk live stream. So I'm showing my models that I built. And then I'm going to do some Instagram stuff, kind of new to that. And then on Thursday, update the website again, and then write a topic for the live streams. Friday is our YouTube Model Car Garage premiere, so that's the unboxing videos. And then I'm going to release a newsletter on Friday, every other Friday, just because I don't want to, completely kill everybody's email boxes so that you end up hating me. Although I did have somebody unsubscribe the following week. Anyway, and then on Saturday, it's this. So our model car build. And I have that kind of alternating throughout that calendar. So that's my new job. And hopefully it'll work. Okay, so I got that axle glued together. And I'll just set it to the side here, just to give that glue enough time to weld the two pieces together. Always remember, if you're building these models, to if you paint them first, remember to scrape the paint off of that connecting point. So if you're on the website and you type in the promo code YouTube in your coupon codes, you will receive 10% off. 10 is easier to say than 15 because 15 sounds like 50. Anyway, 10% off of your next purchase just by typing in the promo code YouTube. And I'm doing YouTube because then I know sort of who's on YouTube that wants to shop with us, because I've got a YouTube sales channel here, more or less, to be blunt. So I want to see that it works, right? Is the magic there or is it not? Anyway, I'm looking for the fuel tank. Where is the fuel tank? Right there on this parts tree. So that's what I'll be working on putting in next. I suppose I should actually paint this separately, a steel color. Or would they does Ford paint the bottom of these things? That's what I need, is somebody to crawl underneath one of these and take a lot of pictures. Oh yes, we have the springs as well. Okay, so I'll use my big scary sandpaper block. Okay, so David Robertson is saying about the 73 Caprice RCMP car Yes, just the one revolving light and the small fender-mounted police stop lamp that were in the regular MPC Caprice kits. Oh, okay. So the police package was not too outside of the police package in the American version of that Capri. It's talking about the very rare Canadian RCMP model kit of the 73 Chevy Capri. I wish I had one of those. It should be standard issue to all Canadians. Oh, man. So how is everybody's builds coming along, and what are you working on? Inquiring minds want to know. It's interesting, this fuel tank has notches on the side. And that's for the to fit into that frame nicely. So I'm just sanding the edge here to get rid of that seam line. And I do believe I will switch my knife blade. There it is. To our number 11 hobby blade from the number 16. If you need replacement hobby blades and tools, I also have those available at www.monster-hobbies.ca in the little sidebar here under Tools. I spent a lot of time doing that one. I have K&S metal sheets. I have evergreen styrene. I have Plastruct styrene. Now, the evergreen I have a lot. There's like the tubes, the square tubes, the I-beams, the C-channel, the L angle, and all kinds of other great things like that. And then I have Excel hobby blades, Excel hobby knives. It's not too many though, so it's one thing I am hoping that Monster Hobbies Online grows enough and my YouTube channels grow enough. This one is almost monetized. We had a nice number of, all I need is watch time hours. There it is. All I need is watch time hours. I need 4,000, and currently we have 3,543. And doing these live streams actually helps me to get more of those watch time hours. So what my goal is we had to close down the brick and mortar store. So now I don't have the walk-in traffic like I used to have, because of course my insurance doesn't cover walk-in traffic. So all my traffic now is based on sales on the website. And the website used to make up 1/8 of my total sales. So now it's making up 100%. So you can see I'm starting at a very, very low position as far as that goes. But my goal is to have this channel monetized, which is very close. I already have another channel monetized, the Madcap Romanian channel, if anyone subscribed to that, or subscribe to that in addition to this one. So what I'm trying to do is get that monetization up. And hopefully, if all works out, I can start getting new product for the store that I never had before. And that will be nice. Where does this fuel tank go? Oh, behold, a call. Hello, Monster Hobbies.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how about you?
Good. I talked to you a couple of months ago. You might remember the name Casey McStagger that came up with your phone.
Yeah,
You do, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. I just actually, I told this look at the Calgary now. I've actually moved into did I go for maybe about a year or two before you actually get the location back out a location, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of jumped ahead and I bought myself a digital Carrera car, so I did something great under looking at that old stuff.
Ooh, okay.
But I wanted to know if you sell upgrades for the cars, as in tires, magnets, that kind of thing.
I've got a few of those items. They're on the website, but I don't know if I have anything that will match what you got. Oh. Oh, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, that's all. That's all I got. So it did work out then. Hmm. Yeah, they should be where the cars were, but really all I have is just a few tires. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Revell. Which car did you get? No, I mean the slot car. Oh, okay. I am not sure. That's one of those things that has to be, looked at, unless the wheels match up. Yeah, there's always hope. Yeah. Yeah, that one is a nice one. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really done too much on the slot cars in a while, though. I mean, with the COVID shutdown and all that, nobody can actually come race anymore. And then, well, I don't have a store. But yeah, that's sort of the unfortunate part. Some people do it, yeah. We never got into it. We were more circle track. Yeah, 24 scale. Yeah. Ooh, I don't know. I think they would be okay because they're high impact styrene. But yeah. Yeah, we were doing magnets and tires. Or, well, stock tires. I was doing it more like off the shelf slot car racing. But yeah. Yeah. Most of them would have been in the videos. But we had a card system where every time a guy fell off the track, you got 5 cards, and when you ran out of cards, you had to pull your car off. But we did that because the young guys were smashing everybody up. and then once the young guys stopped racing, went and did something else. The old guys didn't want to do the card system anymore because they thought it was kind of dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So that's what I was curious. If I could, follow the rules of the car or practice right. So sign up for when you're ready to go and get practice on my own track at home on full.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't sell any electric.
Yeah, just Carrera. But I don't know. I mean, we're talking 2 years in the future, right?
Right. Well, I'm asking the current. That's what I have. That one rare car. Right? That I got. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what I bought. Right? So,
Hmm.
again, I'm a sucker for NASCAR, and I'm a sucker for the Monte Carlo method.
Oh yeah.
And that's the one that the electric Monte Carlo method. So that's kind of why.
Yep, would be good.
Yeah, I know. Talk about Monte Carlo. Always like that car.
Yeah, I kind of like the 85 Buicks. But anyway. And of course, all the classic stuff.
Oh, yeah. But I also dig the Ford Torino. You're telling me the car?
Yeah, like the 69, right? From Scale Electric.
You sell paint, on paint?
I do, but I can't ship it. Yeah, it's because like in order to ship hobby paints, I've got to get this special thing from UPS saying it's dangerous goods and materials, and then it's more money and all that. And it's like, Canada Post won't ship it.
Well, they will. You just don't tell them it's dangerous goods. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but
I work for Canada Post. I see some real strange things come through the pipe.
oh, okay. Well,
thank you very much for very nice.
Oh, no problems.
When I get some time, I will now the website there.
Well, I've got.
Is it specific Carrera magnet, or what am I looking for magnet?
It should all be under parts. Oh, the magnets are in the cars, though.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, we were pretty much running them out of box.
Okay, so they weren't upgraded, right?
No, and no special tires or like super motors or any of that complicated stuff.
Well, I wasn't thinking motors, there was a condition when I got there. Better tires. Yeah, magnet. The way the car on the track.
Well, what we did was just trued up the wheels, really. Wheels and tires. I got a video on that. Yeah. And I've got videos on NASCAR Racing 1970 that we did. I don't know if you've seen them, but some of those guys have that Torino in there. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess. Well, considering there's only really the choice of the Torino or the Dodge. Yeah. Yeah, 75. Well, and earlier. Yeah, I was hoping to do them in 25th, but that didn't quite work out. Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Oh, yeah, thanks. Okay, thanks for phoning. Bye. Sorry about that, folks. Oh boy, did anybody get anywhere when that was going on? Hopefully. I saw 10 people on here and 2 left. Eesh. Oh well. Well, maybe that's enough time for this to have dried. Well, let's find out. Yeah, nice guy talking about slot cars and how I used to race, and that he wants to come and race when I open the track up again when I get a store in 2 years, which is the goal here, but we'll see. Yeah, that was a customer for future. Because technically, Monster Hobbies Online is open 24/7. Technically. Unfortunately, what they're looking for is stuff that I kind of am not really carrying anymore for now. So it's good, but it's not good. I had a full week like that. Everybody wants everything I don't have. And then there's the other weird part. People say, oh, all the years I've been in business, oh, you would make more sales if you were online. You would sell everything you own if you were online. Well, I've had a website since like 2016. And prior to that, I had another website from 2004. And so now I'm 100% on the web. And people phone and they're like, yeah, I've been to your old location and you're not there. Oh, well, I'm now 100% on the web. Oh, okay, click. What happened to all the sales I was supposed to make on the web? I don't know. Anyway. People are people, so why should it be? Anyway. Okay, so I'm getting rid of the 2 seam lines that are running up here. Off of the rear axle. Differential. Try to make it look like one piece instead of 2. And then we got mold mark buttons on the top of this. Wait, I better make sure. So this thing actually will go this way with these on the top to the bottom of the car. Gee, I don't know if people could hear on the phone that guy through my microphone, or just me going, yep, yep, yeah, yeah. I guess I wouldn't find that out until I actually watch this video again. Well, I do my best to help everybody out. Okay. Well, thank you, Jovic. I hope I'm a good man. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes it feels like I'm doing a lot of effort on these things and nothing happens. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Was it a good venture to be 100% on the internet? Well, I had no choice, but still. It has to work at some point. I mean, there's Mega Hobby, there's Cult TV Man, Steve Iverson. There's also Oh, I know who. It's Jimmy Flintstone. He's all on the web. David Robertson says, do you have any tips on painting the chrome moldings on models? Well, what I use is, of course, a product called bare metal foil, which is nice. I mean, it's a sticky back chrome. Comes on a big sheet, and you cut off a section that you want. Like, say I'm doing this. Well, there's nothing there. Say I'm doing a 57 Chevy, and it's got the big long thing across. So you take a piece of that foil, you cut a strip, you lay it down on the model itself. You take Q-tips and you rub them hard along the trim line, and then you take your hobby blade, a brand new sharp one, and you just run that blade along the trim line, and then you peel off the excess off the backs. Now, I've been using bare metal foil since the 1990s, and you end up with some really good results off of it. Otherwise, if you don't want to go that route, you can always paint using masking tape, and same sort of process. So you would put that along the strip, cut, and then pull it off on the masking tape, burnish down the masking tape again, because any spot, of course, that's up just a little bit is a nice place for the paint to roll down inside and get all over everywhere. But there's that method. Then there's another method, using bare metal foil, because bare metal foil is pretty good for masking, although very expensive to do it that way. But yeah, I would recommend the bare metal foil just to save time. I know some people talk about this Molotow chrome pen, but again, I mean, they look nice, but it's a steady hand thing again. Because if you go a little goofy with it, you're going with a pen, right? So anyway, unfortunately, I'm out of the chrome foil, but I have gold, copper, and aluminum, and black over at www.monster-hobbies.ca, where we can accept PayPal and credit cards. All your credit card information gets eliminated at the end of the transaction because of our secure pay system. Free shipping on orders in Canada over $75. All our prices there are in Canadian dollars. And what else? Well, no problems, David. That's the best I can do. I actually have a video on how to apply bare metal foil on this channel. If you look at our tips and techs video, and I put it on a 75 AMC Gremlin model kit. So that's always a fun video to watch. Fairly simplistic. And again, you get some pretty good results out of it. I should stand up and grab one of my models that has bare metal foil on it, but I don't know. Then you have to see me stand up and walk away from the mic and the camera. Nobody wants to see that. Yeah. So good times. So the new Ghostbusters movie is supposed to be out. Has anybody seen it yet? Hopefully I'm going to go to it tonight. So no spoilers, please. Oh, thank you, David. He says, David says, I'm sure the business will come to you as you seem to have your customers' best interests in mind. That's true. One good thing about having it online, too, is that I don't have to pay so much in overhead. In fact, the price got down pretty reasonably now. It was the rent that was doing me in the old building, to be honest. Because, again, I'm in a small town, had the store in a small town in the industrial zone, upstairs, 14 steps to the top. So, I mean, you can imagine for a lot of customers that was inaccessible. And then being in the industrial zone, of course, I mean, most hobby shops are because of, the cost. But then the downside to that is if you're not out front where everyone can see you, people walk by you. So then the advertising budget had to be higher and all this sort of stuff. Well, that's out of the way. Although what I'm thinking of doing is using some traditional methods like radio, flyers, and all that, in addition to everything that I'm doing on Facebook, YouTube, um, yeah, Pinterest, Patreon, uh, Facebook, Twitter. I said Facebook. Yeah, all that stuff. Instagram. I got an Instagram account too. I mean, the other thing with the internet is information overload. You type in something like this, and is there any guarantee you're going to go and see my unboxing video that I did just yesterday on this? Or is it going to be, one of those deals where there's a billion things and I'm on page 39, even though I'm using all the keywords, all the correct SEO registration and all that jazz that they say to use. I could be on the bottom of the page. So 1964 BC is saying, yes, the movie is pretty good, Ghostbusters. Stay to the end of all the credits. So it's got the final little bit of them at the end of the movie where the new Ghostbusters blow up, Ghostbusters 2016, right? That's the spoiler at the end. There's like this big explosion as Ghostbusters 2016 gets eliminated by the modern Ghostbuster movie. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Okay, let's see. So by doing the remove the glasses test, I see that I've got all those annoying mold marks out of the way. There is a sinkhole right here, though, on the top of my axle. So I guess if I can't really sell model paints anymore, I should open up one of those tubes of Tamiya spot putty that I have. I had about a rack full of those. I hope I can open up the store again in 2 years in a brick and mortar location because I have a whole bunch of paint that, should still be good. I mean, if nobody opens the lids. But it's got to sit here. Oh, Jovic is saying, what should I do when I glue cockpit glass and it gets foggy? Oh, that is one of those scary deals where you might not be able to fix that problem because it's the glue vapors coming up and going on top of the clear plastic and then having an effect. Yeah. So I don't know how to help you on that one. Get a new cockpit is what I'm thinking, but that's kind of not what you want to hear. The only other way is just to be very careful when you're gluing these things together. Maybe if you have liquid glue, just use a very fine brush and go around the edges. But yeah, there isn't really a defogger that I'm aware of, unless somebody else knows. But yeah, unfortunately, that's the best I can do. Yeah, so the Americans just had Thanksgiving on Thursday. So if anybody is here from America, happy Thanksgiving. And did you get something good to eat? Did you have good times with the family, and all that jazz? We had ours back in October because we don't like to wait. No, I don't know. There's different. The holiday is observed for different reasons up here in Canada. I'm not fully sure what they are. We definitely know the American one because there is a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving DVD and all the rest that goes on. Of course, planes, trains, and automobiles as well. But there's no like Charlie Brown celebrates Canadian Thanksgiving, Christmas specials or anything like that. It's all American driven. That spring has to go in between there because I say so. But does it actually go between there? So how's everybody's builds going? Getting anywhere? Hopefully no one's getting frustrated over something. That wouldn't be fun, would it? Oh well. So I just released another newsletter yesterday showing the new items that are in, or the new ones that I've uploaded. I got some model aircraft on there, 1/48 scale, a couple of World War I's, a few of the Albatross models, the high-end ones, 48 scale, photo etch parts in there too. Pretty nice. I even got a crew of German pilots for those. Oh, David says, I saw somewhere that you can use a product called Podge to prevent the fogging of clear plastic. Interesting. Maybe you coat that in first? I don't know. I know where Podge is in barrel fulls. That's over at Michael's. I give you a discount there if you are a Michael's customer, I guess. The only thing I find about Michael's is that their prices are pretty high, and that discount goes and makes them almost normal. But anyway, if anyone that works at Michael's is watching this video, gotta look over my shoulder sometimes. Is Walmart here? Is Michael's here? The cease and desist order. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully that can't happen. But anyway. Okay, so we got one spring. Now, some people have been telling me that this model kit is really hard or has like these issues with it. So far, I hope I'm not going to run into some. But it doesn't seem to be too bad. I mean, there's some interesting fit issues that I'm finding, but nothing that a hobby file or whatever can't fix. So I'm hoping that 1964 BC is working on one of those models that I sent them. Maybe an oldie but a goodie, something from a couple of years back or current. I think he's one of the only people that bought one of these for putting on the side of your van, which again is on our website. Yeah, and I got smaller ones. These ones are Hot Wheel size, kind of designed around the super van. You can make your own Monster Hobbies merch. I don't have to actually build stuff, but I do have a collection of those vans if and when I get a chance to make some more. These ones are sort of a medium size. These ones you could actually put up. Actually, they fit nice in that back corner. What I'd like is for just the Frankie in the car, and then for it to have the multicolored Monster Hobbies that runs up the side. Like here on my calendar. I think that would be pretty cool on there. This I got, the multicolor idea was from a 50s advertisement for, I don't know, Buick or something like that. Sort of had that splashing up the side. Or not up the side. Just saying, 1962 Chevrolet or something. Okay. There's that. Okay, where does the spring go? Spring. You would think that these would fit in there somewhere. Wait, it's showing it. The flat blade is at the front. Okay, so AMT, what purpose do these notches fit if the spring is supposed to go? Oh, hang on. There it is. Okay, the instructions did not show that the right way. Okay, maybe they do. I am mistaken. So now let's see, where would that axle line up? Right there. So it does fit. So I was watching, okay, what's his name? Right On Replicas. And he was building this. And he was saying that the ride height is a little problematic on this thing. So hopefully that's one of the problems that people are telling me about with this thing, because that could be corrected. I wish I could play some music. But that would get a big copyright strike going on. Actually, I'm not sure with live streams. Well, I don't want to try it though. It doesn't really get you a copyright strike. It just says there's two choices. It's either one, you get a thing saying, we discovered that you use copyright material on this video. Well, although we do not have a problem with that, you will not get monetized, or part of your money will be sent to, BMG Records or whoever owns the copyright of that thing. So that's no fun. I'd like my efforts to actually not go to paying BMG for borrowing like 10 seconds of, I don't know, some song that I can't think of what would be a good song for right now. Anyway. So how's everybody's builds going together? Oh, 1962 BC says, I finished the 72nd Lavo Chin, okay, the LA7 fighter. Still working on the 55 Cameo truck. How did that fighter go together? Was that one okay? Eastern Express is, of course, some of the Russian model kits that I carry. But I haven't actually built one. I should. But the LA7 is such a neat plane. That's the one with the rotary engine. It almost looks sort of like, I don't know, a Focke-Wulf or something. But not really, because it's a Russian plane. I don't know. I would say it would be nice if I could find some more Romanian IAR 80s to put on the website. I've got a few, but my history is sort of from Romania, my ancestors, so I kind of like to keep the Romanian things. I would like a Romanian model car, one of the Dacias, the pickup truck where they have Dacia stamped in huge letters in the old font across the back of the truck. That's always neat. I don't know where I got to go to get one of those models. I don't even know if anybody makes that model. Sort of the former Eastern Bloc country cars are not really modeled or built, or at least they never hit our markets. That's for sure. Same with the Australian model cars. It'd be nice to get a Holden or one of the Falcons or something like that. But anyway, an hour and 34 minutes. It's almost the same time as the Ghostbusters movie. Oh boy. So now I'm wondering with Right on Replica's review of this kit, do I glue the springs in now and find that the ride height is wrong? Or do I wait and try to test the axle with the wheels and tires on it? Yeah, Rob at Altus is asking, isn't the Dacia related to the Renault? So during the Soviet era, actually, hang on a second, I got to think about that. I do believe the Dacia was its own thing, but I do think there was a trade-off with the Renault when it kind of got into the early 70s. And then now, I think Renault owns it, or it's not made anymore, or BMW owns it. So I'm kind of a bit lost on the history of it as it came out. I just remember when I was over there, I had a girlfriend there once. They were everywhere, and the Trabants, but I've got a Trabant. I got two of them, actually. Somebody I was writing to in East Germany sent me one once a long time ago. Another story. I used to write to pen pals all over the world. At one time, I was getting letters. My mailbox had letters in it that thick. I was getting people writing from all over the world. That was fun times. Most people wanted to improve their English. Yep. And then I had girlfriends that through pen pal letters. After 6 months of writing, I'd go over and visit them in their countries. And then get to tour around and all that stuff. It was great. Good fun in the 90s. I don't know about now, how things would be now. I still am friends with some of those people too. So I miss being 20 in the 90s, I'll tell you. I would do it differently now if I could. I would go hang out where all the cool things happened. See Kurt Cobain in concert and stuff like that. That's how I would take a time travel back to the 90s. Okay, this is really interesting. The axle does not locate where I thought it would have located. I don't know how well you can see this, but there's sort of like, see the shackles there at the very top. They're actually outside of the springs. So that's something I wasn't expecting. I thought they would have been dead center to the spring, like that. Oh, I guess not, because the wheel would be stuck right against the inner body panel. Okay, well, that's interesting to know. All right, now I got to figure out how to paint this stuff. I don't think you guys can see that one. Anyway, so I got the springs done. I've got the exhaust pipe and muffler done. I've got the fuel tank done. We're at 1 hour 38. I want to try to make these things 2 hours. So is that everything for that? So this is basically what I did today. What I can do, I guess, is, okay, I didn't put the shock absorbers on yet either because those are going to be painted on their own. But I could put this front suspension together, sort of. So shock absorber goes inside there. Well, let's see. 1964 BC says, not bad. The landing gear is too weak to use and the bombs look wrong. And there is no decals for the artwork on the box. Decals are for other fighters. Oh, that's kind of a drag. Wonder what happened there. Somebody didn't do their job. These decal is good enough. I don't know. Something, that might be the story. My brother-in-law used to tell this story about, now I don't know if this is true or not, but He was saying the Russian postal system. He was saying it was corrupt, and the postman would come to your house and say, "I might have a letter for you. I might not. What do you have for me?" You know, and if nobody had anything, they would take your letter. Or I know in the 90s, they used to just, the letters would come into Russia and they'd rip them all open and see what was inside and then trade. Because I would, or throw them in the trash or something like that. Because I used to write to pen pals in Russia, and you'd send a letter off to, you know, let's say like Bob or somebody, or actually I was writing to girls, so it would be like Jill or something like that. And then you'd wait 2 months and you get a letter from Mary, and the letter would say, "I found your, or my uncle found your letter, you know, please write to me." So then I go, okay. And then I write to Mary. And then about 5 months later, I get one from Doreen or something. And she'd be like, "I found your letter." I gave up on the Russian, writing to Russian pen pals. I think my brother in law was correct on that. But of course, that's in the 90s, right after the wall fell. So hopefully things have improved. We are talking 30 years ago now. Can you believe that, eh? Where is all this time going? It's going into building models. And if you need more models, don't forget to visit us at www.monster-hobbies.ca, where we accept PayPal and credit cards. And of course, that's all through our secure credit card system. None of your information is shared anywhere. Free shipping on Canadian items over $75. We have a newsletter you can sign up for. And all our prices are in Canadian dollars. So if they look high, it's probably because you need to do the currency conversion. Some people have been saying that my website's a little difficult to navigate. I guess that comes from some experience of using it. But I don't know. I mean, I still make sales on there, so it can't be too terrible. Okay, so these are part of those wishbones. There we go. There's a little mold mark inside there. But overall, it's nice to see that there's 8 people and 5 thumbs up. People are still hanging on, watching me make these videos, which is always nice. That's really weird doing the live streams because I just feel like I'm completely alone, you know, talking to myself. But it's nice to see people responding in the little chat box off the side and all that. And the people are actually tuning in and watching this to the end, which is always nice. Helps me get up those watch time hours from YouTube, as well as doing it in a fun and creative way. Hopefully I'm helping everybody out here. Got all kinds of tip and tech videos on our Model Car Garage website. Of course, most of you mechanics out there, my Monster Hobbies Garage mechanics, have either watched them or know of them. Hopefully go back from time to time and check them out again. I've got one on how to use bare metal foil. I've got one on spinning the treads on the tires to make them look better. I don't have one quite yet on painting because that's sort of a biggie, you know, like it's kind of based on atmospheric conditions and weather and all the rest. And I wrote up a script for it, and Danny and I are trying to get through it. But then it's like, okay, I want to do the painting video. Oh, it's raining outside. Okay, we'll do it next week. Oh, it's Alberta. Now it's windy. And like if I paint the I'm holding the model here and I'm spraying here, and you can see the the paint coming out of the nozzle of the spray can, and it actually goes like way over here. And then all of a sudden I'm painting my windows on my house 2 stories up. It's like, ah, man, can't do the paint video today, you know. But eventually that one will be made, but that's got my most complicated, you know, attempts to film the thing. Or it'll be summer and everybody wants to go somewhere, you know, on a Saturday or something. But anyway, there's a lot of tips and text videos on there. I should do one on how to paint with a brush on your model car bodies. I don't think I actually got through this thought earlier on, but when I was growing up, we used to have the TV, of course, our 6 channels or 13 channels. I lived in the suburbs of the city, so I got some stuff up from Seattle too. And we got what do you call it? That's a good question. David Robertson is asking if I ever did a video on painting wood in the box of a truck. It's a good one. I got to get that done. I was actually going to work on the 53 Ford pickup truck, but didn't get that done. Anyway, painting with a brush. So on PBS, I think it was, this show came out from England and the UK. And it was, I forget, it was made in the 70s. Maybe somebody remembers what it was. And it had this fine, distinguished British gentleman with a white mustache and beard. And he would go through and do all these things. So one of these videos was this guy that made all his model cars out of brass using a wooden box that he hand carved for the fenders. And he would take the brass sheets, and I sell brass sheets at Monster Hobbies if you ever want to attempt this lunacy, but it was good. He did really good work. And he has bodywork hammers for automotive and everything with the flathead and the point. So this guy would take the sheets of brass and he would drill little holes in them and put them over top of the bucks. And then he'd hammer and hammer until the metal conformed to the fender and the body shells and all that. And he'd solder them all together and everything. But anyway, he would paint them, and he would paint them with enamels, like your testers enamels and whatnot. And he had this sort of formula of doing it. So the first coat was right out of the bottle. Oh, he'd be using Humbrol. So the first was Humbrol out of the bottle, and he would paint his model with the Humbrol out of the bottle. The second coat would be that with 10% paint thinner in it. Then he paint a thinner coat. And then the third one would be like sort of a 50-50 maybe. I can't quite remember the mixtures, so experiment if you want to try this. So he'd mix 50-50 thinner and paint, and then go over it the third coat. And I do believe he sanded in between coats as well, get rid of any hairs or anything. So then the fourth coat would be like a 60-40, and then the fifth coat would be 70-30, 70% thinner, 30% paint. And then the final coat would be like 10% paint. And at the end, this paint job looked like glass, like somebody had spray painted it. It was amazing. So I could try to do a video like that. I don't think well, we'll see. I don't know how good I'll be. But hey, it's all experimentation, right? Speaking of which, where are the... Where's the springs? Oh, they're right there. 1964 BC says he has the same problem spray painting outside. Wind. Welcome to Alberta. And the further north you go in Alberta, the colder it gets too. So that's always conditions to consider. Oh, they put the attachment point right on the end of that axle. So be careful when you do this one. I also have a degree in auto body collision repair. And I've got a couple of old cars that I was going to restore, but I don't have a garage. I'm right out in the open elements. So one time I was trying to sand a car using I've got an orbital sander. And actually the sandpaper from this is one of the discs for the orbital sander. I stuck it on here and cut the edges off. That orbital sander, I had the sandpaper disc sitting on top of the car, and it blew into the neighbor's yard. So I gave up on trying to do cars outside in Alberta. I need to rent a garage somewhere. Get these cars built. Real cars. But I don't know. I'm not really that guy anymore, you know. I like to be inside all the time. Ah, boy. I kind of don't know a world of going outside anymore, except for when I do the scouts. When I am a leader in scouts, I should say. Anyway. Well, we are at 1 hour and 50 minutes. Is that enough time for everybody? I think it's probably good. Did I accomplish something in here? I don't know. Well, I got the back end of this thing all ready to go. I will have to figure out, I should probably just glue the suspension in place. No, I don't really want to open up those wheel arches if something goes wrong. Now I need that number 16 hobby blade. Because we have a seam or a mold mark right in there. Okay, it looks like a lot of people are going to try to dig around on my website and see what's going on. So that's nice. So in my last 8 minutes of video, I'll just cut that little mold button off while I'm looking at it. Should do a question and answer period, but I don't know if anybody's going to answer. Okay, so that will be, maybe I'll clean that up after the video. All right, so question and answer time. Did anybody have a good time? Hopefully, yes. No, did anybody run into any complications on their model they were building today? Hopefully you worked through them. Yeah. Okay, that ends question and answer period. Can't think of anything. All right, anyway. So tomorrow I will be doing another live stream, short one, just showing what we have for model cars. I got some books as well. I remembered that those were down in the basement there. So these are model or real car books and things like that. Stuff to help you in your research. I guess a lot of stuff you can find online, but they don't have the same good photographs. Anyway, so there's that tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So we'll meet back here again. You can find our any replacement tools if you know your knife blades are getting dull from all this stuff. I've got them over at my website. David says he is just deciding on the interior color of the 40 Ford. Are you going to use any flocking on that? Give the upholstery some texture, or even the floor. Always works good. Okay, so on our website, of course, www.monster-hobbies.ca, you can use the promotional code YouTube to save 10% off of your next model kit purchases or any purchases on there. You could buy comic books and it would still work. We use Canadian dollars. You get free shipping on any orders over $75 within Canada. We accept PayPal and credit cards through our secure payment system. So none of your information is shared with anybody else. As soon as you purchase and it's processed, all that information is gone. So if you're using your credit card and you want to make another purchase in a month, we have to do that all over again. So that's good. David says dark red body with black fenders. Oh, that looks good. Thinking of just painting it all flat gray. I saw a 36 Ford. It was gray, and the interior, the guy painted it in a maroon color. That looked pretty good. Or he used gray as the interior and maroon stripes for the pleating, which is nice. Okay, so again, happy Thanksgiving to all the Americans that tuned in, and sign up for our newsletter on the website, which will be over here. It's got a button that looks like the old airmail style envelopes with the red and the blue and the crosses across, checkerboard, whatever. And I do believe I've said everything for that. And there's 5 minutes left. So what do we do for 5 minutes? How about this? Do 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 do. No, I don't know. I don't know. I guess that's about it. Maybe I should. Well, I guess I could do this guy a little more. Haha. Buried in the box pretty deep. So tonight I'm planning on seeing the new Ghostbusters movie. Our little theater in town has it. Now I can talk about the Wales Theater for 5 minutes. So the Wales Theater was an original theater that opened up in High River in 1927. Actually, there was 2 theaters in town at one point, so there was a rivalry down here for the movie theater. Oh, you're welcome, David. And I hope that those videos that I got out there will help you. So the Wales came out in 1929, was built in 29, and it's got an upstairs balcony. It's one of those nice old movie theaters owned by a guy named Sid. And Sid tries to get the latest movies he can get in. He's updated the system in there, so you get the full, I was going to say THX, but I think that's getting quite antiquated now. But he's got the full computer hookup system, so he can play my YouTube video. Oh, no, that would be something, eh? Slip him a whole bunch of money to play my YouTube videos before the movie starts. I don't think that's reality, but anyway, that would be awesome. Although you can actually, you know what? You can actually submit your advertisements into that movie theater, because I've done it before. And there now you don't just, when I did it, you gave Sid the slides because he still had a slide projector. But now it's all digital. So he's got a guy somewhere that actually will take whatever you send them and turn it into a file to use that they can project up on the big screen through their digital setup. I should do that. You know, that is one thing that maybe will get my online store going again, or going big. So if I can get enough like Patreon support and or whatever else, or make enough sales to do those avenues. I've got a book. It's sitting on my monitor is sitting on it right now, but it's called The Advertising Handbook, edited by Roger Barton, and it came out in 1950 and was reprinted in 1960. But it has everything in there on how to do bus advertisements, radio, newspaper, movie theaters, everything that was happening back then. And I actually read the whole book cover to cover. It's like 1,260 pages. And I phoned some of these places, like the bus company in Calgary and that sort of thing. And I told them about the book, and I asked them, does this still work? And they said, yeah. The only thing we've added in all that time is on your mobile phone, you can type in Calgary Transit, and it will show like the bus schedule. And then on the side of your mobile phone, it will show whoever is advertising. And that's the only thing they did. So everything else still applies. Putting that Visit Monster Hobbies YouTube channel or website or whatever, can still put that on the side of the bus, inside on those panels, on the benches, just takes money. And the benches aren't really that much money at all. It was something like $150 a month to rent a bench, and a one-time cost of $350 for the guy to make up the sign and stick it on the bench. And you can get the upper board and you can get the lower board just on the cost. And what's cool about that is the guy said, or the advertiser for the bench said, the bench is 24/7. So it's like on, let's say, 24/7. People interact with the bus or with the bench because they sit on it, they walk up to it. Traffic can see it from like 50 feet away, provided they're going up that road. So I really want to try that park bench. And it also counts as real estate for advertising. So it's a venue I want to try to get into. And for $150 a month, it's reasonable. And if you get more than one bench, the price goes down to $120 a month, depending on how many benches you get. And I would love to put those all up in Calgary. And I don't need a store address. I just say, visit me at monster-hobbies.ca, and I've already got something like that made. Okay, so we are out of time here. So again, check us out at www.monster-hobbies.ca. And I'll move this out of the way. And I will say, come back next week. Watch us through the show. Check out how my hair conforms to the inside of my hat. And happy model building. And now for that ending like the 1970s police shows, where, of course, they just freeze frame like this.